It's penultimate weekend here at Fairbury American Legion Speedway. We welcome you to another edition of Thursday Night Thunder as the modifieds are set to rumble. We've got a good one for you here around the corner as once again we get ready to go for 358s. As we are so glad you could join us here once again on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala with you. Thanks so much for being with us here on this Thursday night. Past few weeks, we've had a lot of good modified action. But right now, as we take a look at the standings coming in, one man's been really dominant in these 358s, that's for sure, and that's Anthony Morano. A 98-point advantage on Sam Bachman, and not too far behind him is Blake Chapman in third. One win for Morano, though, on the season. 8 top 5s in 9 starts. As for Sam Bachman and Blake Chapman, they each have 3 and 4, respectively. Well, you see the checkered flag has been waved on qualifying. We are getting set to go for our first session of the night, which is time trials here. 2 minutes for everyone to time trial. Try and put up the fastest lap. If you are the quickest, you will be inverted to 4th in heat race number 1. Just about maybe 16 drivers here with us tonight. We'll get the full car count in just a bit. First driver we're going to take a look at is the driver of the number 83. That, of course, is the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. So Dittmer will be the first one to set the bar once he comes off for turn number 4 in the Tim Sears Jr. paint scheme. 1263 is where he sets the bar at. This is the scheme I'm looking forward to the most. This is Dean Reynolds racing a Bob McCready tribute car. Of course, last week the racing community lost Barefoot Bob passing away in his mid-70s. Again, wishing the McCready family in our thoughts and prayers. And Sunday's Super Dirt Car Series is at Weed Sports Speedway. And they will have a lap 9 moment of silence during the Heroes Remembered 100 for Barefoot Bob. And Weed Sports actually passing out some signs for the first 1,500 fans on Sunday. Of course, we'll be doing the lap 9 moment of silence here during each feature tonight for the small and big block modifieds. Blake Chapman second quickest in qualifying, so it's B-Temp as the quickest. Brandon Templeton at 12:49. We will have 3 heats for you this evening. And that puts Randall Dixon, Matt Schaefer, and Michael Vitale on pole position for each of the heats, heats 1 through 3 respectively. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us here on Thursday Night Thunder. Let us know who, of course, you're rooting for on the track. These are the RSN Trackside 358 Modifieds. RSN Trackside, Western New York's home for motorsports. Wednesday nights at 7 on Rock Sports Network. Well, we are ready to go for our first heat race of the night, which is brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. And here is how the field lines up. Randall Dixon on pole position in the 011. Next to him, Trevor Giroux in the 075. Row number 2, it's Superman. Kurt Schatzer in the 218. And B-Temp, Brandon Templeton in the 31. Row 3, Anthony Morano, the Ant-Man in the 32. Next to the Bruin to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Rounding out the grid tonight, the 107 of Sam Bachman. Marty Sakala here with you. No Zach Chapman tonight as he is fixing up a swimming pool here, so unable to make it. I'll be working the small blocks and the big blocks. Travis Piercefield later tonight on Coast to Coast Racing Network will have coverage of the late models and the Xfinity Trail. Everyone transfers here tonight. Heat races are set for 6 laps. Winner of Heat 1 will be on pole for our 30-lap feature tonight. That's how everything will go for our 358s and big blocks this evening. Hello to Jason Butterfield in the chat, rooting for Venom Racing. Yeah, I mentioned the Super Dirt Car Series earlier on. I'm actually going to be on the call Sunday for an undercard race to SDS. That, of course, is CRSA Sprints in town at Weedsport on Sunday. Here we go. Winner starts on pole position for tonight's 30-lap feature. We're underway. Good jump by Trevor Giroux, the kid into turn number 3, the Philly Flyer fan. Randall Dixon, though, moves up to second as it's 3 wide for third, with Schatzer in the middle. Templeton kisses the wall for just a moment, now peeks downstairs on Dixon for the 2 spot. Doesn't work. Morano goes off the hill for just a small moment. That little bump in turn number 4. Heavy contact with Schatzer sends the points leader around. And so that puts the 32 at the back of the field for tonight's feature. He'll have to do the last to first challenge, a little bit similar to what Ross Corinna did in the Rebels at Port Royal. But it's still Giroux, the Philly Fanatic, out in front. With Randall Dixon back in second, on board with the 011 as he tries to close in. Of course, we also have modifieds on Monday nights. The only difference between the two is Thursday night's a fixed setup, Monday night's an open setup. Giroux and Dixon battling for the win. It's Trevor Giroux off the quarter, gets a little bit tight. Dixon looks to do something, not going to work. Giroux wins heat race number 1. Dixon second, Templeton third, Schatzer fourth, Barker fifth, Bachman sixth, Morano seventh. We now move on to heat race number 2, brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Matt Schaefer on pole position in the number 183. Next to him, it's Harold Klump in the 00. Row number 2, it's Dino. I could call him Barefoot Dino in the Bob McCready throwback and the Kinney Pharmacy number 9. Next to him, it's the salesman Blake Chapman in car number 20. Rounding out the grid in row number 3, Scott Rayome in the 444 and Bob DeGood in the 7. Actually got the chance to meet Scott Rayome Saturday at Land of Legends last weekend. Nice to meet you, Scott. Finally got to meet him. He's been trying to meet me all this time. Whenever I'm covering a race or broadcasting action at Land of Legends. So here we go. Matt Schaefer, Harold Klump, the front row winner starts outside row 1. We are green. Klump and Schaefer still door to door. Look at Blake Chapman trying to rip the lip in the second half of the racetrack. Klump leads the opening circuit, but Chapman gets a big run off at turn number 2. Schaefer tried to slam the door in the face, however, though had to pull low to avoid getting clobbered from the number 20. And now Reynolds and Rayome look to get some bite. Quickest car is Dino at a 12.72. Klump now clears Matt Schaefer for the second spot. Halfway home in this heat race. Top 3 drivers all just ran their fastest lap. Chapman still trying to get the high side work. He looks to be the much better car than Matt Schaefer at the moment. Let's see if he can get up to second or maybe even first. But now Schaefer with a run underneath Klump. Bad corner. That gives Schaefer the race lead. Now here comes Dino underneath 3 wide for second. That contact may have just given Schaefer the win in heat 2. Chapman clears Reynolds for third. Klump goes down to fourth. Dead even for second at the line. Reynolds edges out Chapman, but it's Matt Schaefer that picks up the win in heat 2. One more heat race left to go, brought to you by Glenridge Motorsports Park, your Sunday night home for the Dirt Car 358s. On the pole, Michael Vitale in the number 213. Next to him, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, in car 83. Row number 2, Michael Vecchio in the 007. Next to him, Isaac Salas in car number 5. Rounding out the grid on row number 3, Alex Pomelo in the 397. Next to him, Bristow, baby, Craig Bristow in the 89. I know it's been a while since I've called Salas on a Slide Job Racing Network broadcast, but good to see him back once again in the Venom Racing number 5. So it's Vitale and Dittmer, your front row. Winner starts out inside of row number 2 for tonight's feature. Green flag is out. Here we go. Let's see if Salas learns from Blake Chapman. Try to get the top side to work early in this one before the bottom comes in. It's still your top 2, but Dittmer goes up the track. No yaw in turn number 4. That's Dino's favorite word. Vecchio moves up to 3rd, but it's Vitale that leads lap number 1. Dittmer's car is pushing up really badly. Now he's able to get some angle into it. Now Salas takes a peek underneath the 213 of Vitale as you're on board with the Salsa Man. Got a car length of the lines. We're halfway home in our final heat race of the night. This is your best race on the track. Nice onboard here with Vitale. That gives you a good perspective of where Salas is rolling. Nice exit on the outside. Salas pulled up to the door of Vitale that last time by. If he does that same corner just like he did in 3 and 4, he's got a chance to take the lead away. You can see Vitale is hopping. Salas isn't really. As we have 1 lap to go. It was Vitale at the line. Salas trying to make a last lap pass. What if Vitale sends it in to throw the slide job to get the heat win? He bounces. It's going to be a photo finish off for turn number 4. Way too close to call. Salas by 0.05 of a second. So Isaac Salas will start inside of row number 2, and that puts us to our warm-ups. We'll step aside and go to break. Stay with us. Feature time coming up next on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Getting set to go for our feature. Warm-ups continuing to wrap up. Randall Dixon, the quickest driver, at a 12.671. Of course, our penultimate race of the season for Coast to Coast. Next week, championship night. And we'll be at Williams Grove Speedway for the small blocks, big blocks, and Pro Late models, Xfinity Series. We'll wrap up at Sonoma. Obviously, the trail will continue. It travels to the events from February to November. There's our Heat 3 winner in Isaac Salas. Best of everyone. Anthony Miranda, you just saw. He'll have to start from the back tonight. Of course, you see Randall Dixon. He is the quickest. So checkers are out here on warm-ups. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our first feature of the evening. Let's meet the field and give you the RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Trevor Giroux in the 075. Next to him, it's Matt Schaefer in the 183. Row number 2, it's Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5, and Randall Dixon in the 011. Row number 3, the Salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20, and Michael Vitale in the 213. Row number 4, it's B-Town, Brandon Templeton in the 31, and Dean Reynolds in the Barefoot Bob McCready, number 9. Routed out the top 10, it's Michael Vecchio in the 007, next to Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row 6, Harold Klump with a 00, and Scott Rayome with a 444. Row number 8, Craig Bristow in the 89, and Sam Bachman in the 107. Routed out the grid tonight, Bob DeGood in car number 7, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in the 32. So we are set to go racing. First feature, 30 laps. We got a fun one around the corner. Lucy Olson start. Giroux and Schaefer bring us to green. It's time to get it on. Off the corner, lap 1 led by Schaefer. A tough exit for Trevor Giroux. Randall Dixon, second driver, the outside. Trouble, Blake Chapman sideways. He saves it, but we go to yellow. That'll put him to the back of the field. Not the start he wants. Blake Chapman, though, should mention, in a tight battle for the championship in the big blocks on Thursday night against Morano. This is kind of a little bit of a warm-up race for him. Although he is good in any car, obviously. We'll show you what happened here. Yeah, contact with Brandon Templeton, just heavy contact. And then it spun out as he tapped Salas's rear bumper. Give credit to the save from Chapman. It's right on board with him. So that's off the Malcolm's Mills replay. First restart of the night set to go down. Schaefer Giroux still the front row. Schaefer selects the high side as we're back to green. Salas around the outside looking for that second position. But Salas wants to go higher than Schaefer off at turn number 4. That's where he's been so good at all race long, and that's how he won the heat race, as I think we were just 4 wide at turn number 2. Couple weeks ago, we broadcasted on our Tuesday night editions, Tuesday night cluster trucks. You can go 5 wide here regardless at any car, at Fairbury, as Salas off the corner takes the lead from Schaefer, our first lead change of the evening. Schaefer now trying to fight back on the bottom. Dixon trying to thread the needle. Salas hasn't cleared. Dixon just ran the quickest lap last time by the 12:87. He's around the outside on Schaefer. Tried to get up to the quarter panel, did not work. Top 3 cars all under a blanket with Reynolds and Giroux, Hoosier to Hoosier for the 4th spot. We did it Monday night. We're going to do it once again. We'll go silent on lap 9, maybe not. Yes, we will go silent on lap 9. One driver just caught big arrows for Vitale, and another driver did that time. It was Templeton. Big contact with Bob DeGood. Everyone keeps it straight. Pomelo gets into the pits. No caution as we stay under the green flag. 10 laps through here in tonight's running. Schaefer now with a challenge for second. by both Giroux and Dean Reynolds. They got a little helter-skelter there during that lap 9 moment of silence for Barefoot Bob, as well as our good buddy Bob Light, who passed away last weekend. He was the best driver to do it on the asphalt. Giroux now trying to hold off Kurt Schetzer for the 4th position. Meanwhile, up the hill went Vitale. And he kissed the cement walls in turn number 2 as he hangs on to it. We're approaching the halfway point here in tonight's feature. That gives us a good opportunity for the first time tonight to pull up the 5-lap average and show you who the best driver is on track. It may be that 218 at Schatzer, just barely over Salas. Dino tried on the exit of turn number 2, couldn't get it to work. But now look at Giroux fighting back. He's got to run underneath, trying to get back on the podium. Big run for Templeton once again. After getting on 2 wheels, he's rebounded up to 6th. And your biggest mover of this race so far, the Ant-Man. Anthony Morano started last. He is up to 8th. Would love to have a yellow flag to get back in it. Reynolds and Giroux now continue to race for 3rd. There's still Isaac Salas up in front as he approaches lap traffic, and Bob DeGood. About a 2-second lead he has on Matt Schaefer. Giroux may have been saving some tires a little bit early. Looked like him and Dino may have made some contact possibly. Not too sure though. Here come both Schatzer and Templeton. The hammer down teammates have something locked down. 3 wide, nearly 4 wide. That's the hammer. Oh, Templeton slabs into the Tory tire and collects Vitale. And he's on his side. Bullseye. Not the yellow you want if you're Salas. His 2-second lead is extinguished. But man, Templeton took a lick at that powdered donut. He liked the low side and just got dead center with it. And Michael Vitale has nowhere to go. Nice miss as well from Sam Bachman, I believe it was. Let's go on board with B-Temp. This will give you a good idea. That's in turn 4. The instance in turn 1. Bang! Look at that. You know, when you see your own Hoosier tire detached, it's not good one bit. Let's go Vitale. He had nowhere to go in this accident. Templeton shot up like a cannon, and boom.
Green flag.
Back to the green flag as we are in the home stretch. Salas able to hold serve. Let's go back to the 5-lap average once again. Both Salas and Schatzer the key cars. We're back to yellow. And I believe it may be for Rayome and Giroux, who have fallen to the back. And yes, it was. Didn't catch what happened. Did that, though, bring the caution out, though? May have had something else with Bachman. Let's take a look. Racing for a spot. Schatzer. Oh, the slide job. Just was not clear. A big lick the 075 takes. Right on board with Bachman. Contact with Morano sent the 107 sliding and cutting through the lawn here at Fairbury. So the track promoter will not be happy about that, but at least it was under a yellow and not under green flag conditions. Actually puts Bachman, I believe, down a couple spots in 9th. Let's watch this restart from the aerial shot. I know it's loud. We're going to watch it, though, as we come back to green.
Green, green, green.
It's going to take somehow to work the low side or see Salas get a mistake. If Matt Schaefer, Dean Reynolds on back want a chance. Dean's got company for 3rd and Kurt Schatzer. Look at Morano. Up 14 spots, has broken into the top 5. If only we put a bounty on him. Underneath Schatzer for 4th with 4 to go. Schatzer nearly into the wall and a handful there exiting turn 2. Can he and also Blake Chapman find a chance to get up to 4th? What a recovery from Blake Chapman. After spinning on lap 2 or getting way loose to make a great save, put him to the back. He's back up to 5th. 2 laps to go, though, for Salas. Took the lead from Matt Schaefer earlier on tonight. And Salas has looked flawless. 1 lap to go for the driver of the Super Dirt Car Series. Magnum Race Design, Venom Racing, number 5. Consistent and clean. Isaac Salas, checkered flag, wins at Fairbury. 2nd, Schaefer. Reynolds, 3rd. 4th, Schatzer, and 5th, Blake Chapman. So top 3 will pose for a photo and a clean race from a lot of drivers here tonight. Do we have the results? Oh, nope, we hit the wrong button. Apologies there. There we go. So Salas wins by just about 1.2 seconds. The gap coming in, I should mention, without the drops was 36 between Schatzer and Morano. Or excuse me, between Blake Chapman and Anthony Morano. And Chapman actually had the advantage. So he actually increases his lead in the points on the number 32, which is definitely huge going into the championship race next week at Volusia. So that is how the rest of the field looks. I believe we are set to go to talk with your top 3, and let's get Isaac in here. Let's begin with Dean Reynolds. I think I got a button clicked here from the last broadcast we had with him, so I had to unmute him. Dean, you look like Barefoot Bob out there. Who was ahead of you then, if you were to convert it to the rush hour days? There we go. Awesome. Man, you look like you had a good car on rails, especially early on, making your way up from 8th to 3rd. Oh, hang on a second. I'm sorry. Having some technical difficulties with you. I just realized that. It always happens to me on Discord. All right, go ahead.
There you go. Well, people were saying that's the way to shut up Dean, Marty. Good job.
Yes.
But no, I had a good car. I felt good, and then then I tried to make the top work, thinking because I saw Isaac run the top. But he's the master up there. But I said, let me see if I can, and I wasn't making up any ground on Schaefer. And then I saw in the relative that Trevor was getting really close, and so I went back down to the middle. And then when we got that last restart, I said, you know what? I'm going to go back up top because you start late here, so you don't get a lot of RPMs going. So I said, let me see if I can go to the top and see if maybe I can get on the outside of Schaefer, and I almost did. And then that was the second to last yellow, I'm sorry. And then that last yellow came out. But then I noticed I had 8X. And I still don't know. I know Kurt got me under yellow there, the first yellow, and then I'm like, where the heck did I get the other 6Xs? And I guess maybe net codes or brushing up against guys. So then on that last yellow, I said, you know what? I'm just going to run the middle, bring her home in third, unless Matt screws up or something like that, or Isaac gets in the wall, and we'll take the podium.
Yeah, we actually have some Luftrier paint scuffs on your race car. You probably notice it now when looking at replay. For those that missed it, I actually asked. Dean said that the 5 of Solace was Doug Hoffman. Who would you say the guy was that's in second? If we were to compare
Well,
it to
the
rest of our days?
83, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer from Western PA, Brian Swartzlander.
There we go.
And ironic is Matt Shaper's from that area, and Brian Swartzlander is a friend of his. He actually will run a Brian Swartzlander car every now and then, a tribute paint scheme. So we'll say Swartzlander and Doug Hoffman beat me.
Nice. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Well, I got to thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. They always help step up my game. I mean, I haven't been on this sim in a week, and I had to throw a little rust off, but they were saying, try this, do that, and it seemed to work really good. So I always got to thank them. Always got to thank my friends over at Team Venom. I made a little cameo, jumped in the Discord, so I saw Trevor back for the first time in like a month and a half, and it was good to see him. But I got to thank Isaac and Brian Lawson, all those Venom guys. Marty, thanks for you for picking up the slack and doing the telecast. I guess Shaggy's waiting in a kiddie pool or something somewhere.
He
is that what he's doing?
Fixing up a pool at the moment. A linen broke.
But thank you for doing that, and thanks to Coast for giving us a place to play, and hopefully my dad's watching on. Actually, I had to click on Slide Job Racing Network to get the live YouTube, so I sent my dad the link there, and then Megan's working till 11 o'clock at night, so I'm sure she'll watch later on. But fun race, Marty, and let's put the big block in. I got another Bob McCready tribute scheme, and let's see what we can do. And congratulations to Matt and Isaac. They earned it. Really a good race up front. That was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. So hopefully we'll talk to you again on the podium, and if not, then I will see you on Sunday then.
Yes, looking forward to Super Dirt Car Series at Wheatsport.
Absolutely.
It'll be good, Marty.
Absolutely. Dean
Thank you,
Reynolds
man.
finishing third here tonight. We'll go on to second in Matt Schaefer. Matt, you had a good looking car tonight, racing and scheme wise. Walk us through the positives that you took away from tonight.
I didn't get passed by anyone but Isaac, so I guess that's a really good positive. I thought I might be going to the kind of falling back a little bit because I never thought Fairbury is a strong track, but I know that middle held up pretty well, and I just ran that middle the whole time, and thankfully I didn't get passed.
Did you think about trying the high side tonight, or not really?
Not really, because I cannot run that wall like Isaac can. So I was just trying to play it safe and just kind of run that middle, and it was there.
Well, it was a good run for you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Well, I'll like to give a shout-out for once you guys for putting on the broadcast, Dean and everybody at Coast to Coast for having the league. Isaac for actually kind of giving me some tips while I was in the waiting room here. Ham speed, ham lettering, Verizon, my dogs, my wife, my dad, my mom, and my nieces and nephews and sister.
Awesome. Well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best of luck in the big block, all right?
All right. Hopefully talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Matt Schaefer finishing runner-up. Let's go to your winner. Talking with us in victory lane, Isaac Salas gets it done. We may have to call you Highside Salas now. I mean, you looked incredible up there tonight, whether it be your heat race or your feature tonight.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. It's good to be getting home in a decent time to run again. So we'll see. We'll see if I can keep up the. I don't know what you'd want to call it. I guess keep up the momentum for sure.
I heard as well earlier you were having force feedback issues. Is that correct?
I got it fixed right before the race. I literally left. All right, I got back into session as the qualifying started, basically. So luckily I got it fixed up.
Interesting. Well,
I know.
How did you feel about your car here tonight at Fairbury as a whole?
I thought it was really good, man. She was very, very mobile of a car. I could kind of run bottom, middle, top, wherever I needed to, and I think she handled perfectly. She really liked the top side more so than anywhere else, just because I just kind of learned the tendencies of it, and I know when it kind of wants to kind of make its way up towards the top. So that's where we were leaning towards for sure.
Well, man, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Yeah, absolutely. All the guys at Venom Racing, Dean and the Super Dirt Car Series. Love that paint scheme, by the way. It's a pretty awesome tribute car. Magnum Race Designs, Got Your Six Racing Network, RS and Trackside with you, sir. Everybody here at Coast to Coast, Mission 22. My Gramps, Top Notch Trucking, and then yeah, on that, thanks to like our veterans, my friends, my family that support me, and my girlfriend. Don't forget her.
Yeah, you can't forget the girlfriend. So, all right, man, great job tonight. Congratulations and best luck at the big block.
Awesome, thank you, Marty. Appreciate it.
So Isaac Salas is the winner here tonight. We're going to step aside, take our first break of the evening, or our second break of the evening. When we come back, the big blocks are set to take over. Stay with us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RS and Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion, trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get tonight when we talked about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are getting set to go for big block action here at Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Thanks for joining us here once again, ladies and gentlemen. Marty Sakala with you. Let's take a look and see how the times are coming in here. And right now it's Brandon Templeton, the quickest man out there, at a 12:151. We told you coming in that the points game was tight on Thursday nights. With the drops at the moment, it is 36 points between Blake Chapman as well as Anthony Morano. That's what I was referring to earlier. But should be an exciting one tonight here. Once again, we haven't been with you on Thursday nights since I believe it was Kern Raceway, which was definitely a fun one to watch, that's for sure. Last week we were off because, well, Slide Job Racing Network was off because of High Limit in the state of New York. I had to go attend that. But big blocks, you should expect maybe something a lot similar. Obviously, it takes a lot of power. Could be tougher to put it to the floorboard, obviously, that's for sure. So we'll get things going here in just about 2 minutes. While we're at it, let us know who you are rooting for in the chat tonight. Let's see here who is checking in. Trevor Giroux checking in. Thanks for joining us once again, man. He drove in the 358. We'll be watching during the big blocks. So they are doing the drivers meeting as things stand here. We'll get the qualifying here set up. Our timing tower good to go. We've got this up specifically for the when checkers are out. You can see how the drivers are doing in their session. And now the checkers have flown. So get 2 minutes. If you finish 10th through 12, you will be on pole position for your heat race. Just something to keep in mind. We're going to watch the Spider Monkey once again first. In Brandon Dittmer, he'll be the one that sets the bar in qualifying. That was a really tough 1 and 2 here for Dittmer. We'll have to improve there. That's for sure. So he'll set the bar. Actually, that lap did not count. Brandon Templeton 13:21. But there's the other Dean Reynolds tribute car I mentioned earlier. The Syracuse Frame Service number 9, quickest at 12:32. Brandon Templeton, though, goes quick time at a 12:231. Here comes Isaac Salas, giving it a lot of gas off for turn number 4 to stay 4th at a 12:39. Blake Chapman second, quick at a 12:29. Craig Bristol 10th at a 12:48. Let's see what the salesman has on lap number 2. Could be a better lap. And it was not. 12:381. A bad Sector 1 costing. Let's go back to Matt Schaefer, who finished runner-up in that 358 race. Good first lap here for the 183. Maybe, maybe not. Does not validate. So have to improve here. Must have hit the wall on lap number 1. This time by, though, he goes 12th at a 12:52. So he'll be on pole for heat race number 3. Craig Bristow, Anthony Morano, Matt Schaefer are your pole sitters. But B-Temp's the quickest once again. Brandon Templeton at a 12:231. Well, let's meet the starting lineups for the heat races here tonight. Heat 1 brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. On the pole position, it's Craig Bristol in the number 89. Next to him, it's Sam Bachman in the number 107. Row number 2, it's Dean Reynolds in the 79. Next to B-Town, Brandon Templeton in the 31. Row number 3, it's Bob DeGood in car number 7, and Alex Pomelo in the 397. Steve King Foundation pace car, going to waste no time on this foggy evening here at Fairbury. Set for the green, winner on pole tonight. Bristol immediately clears Bachman. Reynolds underneath for the 2 spot. Templeton and DeGood racing for 4th. Lap 1 led by Bristol. Again, high side was the place to be in the 358s. Does it come in first in the heat races? You see Bachman up on the cushion, trying to gain a lot of speed, and yeah, he did off of turn number 4 and gets side by side with Bristol. Bristol washes up the hill, gives Bachman the chance to pounce. And Bachman out in front in the number 107. And now Dino looks for a run around the outside of Bristol for second. See, Bristol gave him the room. Quickest guy on track though, Templeton, right in the bottom of this bullring. The 12:34. That time Bachman better on the outside of the 12:33. 1 lap to go in heat race number 1. Bristol racing for 3rd, trying to hang on to it over Alex Pomelo and Brandon Templeton. Well, you know who's going to win this heat. It's Bachman. You know who's going to finish 2nd. Who is going to finish 3rd here at the end? It's 3 wide. Bristol, Pomelo, Templeton, DeGood. Bachman on pole for tonight. We now move on to heat race number 2. Heat 2 brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports. On the pole, Anthony Morano, the Ant-Man in the number 32. Next to him, it's the Bird to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 2, Randall Dixon in the 011. Next to the Salesman, Blake Chapman in car 20. Rounding out the grid in row number 3, Michael Vitale in the 213. And making his first start on the Slide Job Racing Network, Colin Cunningham in car number 47. Hello to Megan checking in on Slide Job Racing Network. Just watched Dean put on a good show, finishing in 3rd in the 358s. So Morano and Barker will bring us to the green flag. Here we go. The 32 gets away with a good jump. Barker 2nd. Tries to counter back and look underneath. No yaw for the 513. Moves Blake Chapman up to P2. And so the top 2 win the championship. Chapman trying to close in on Morano. The 32 wants a really good starting spot here, especially if he wants to close in on the gap, entering Williams Grove Speedway next week. Vitale and Dixon, the best race on track for the 4th spot as we're halfway home in Heat 2. Dixon with a small diamond off the corner. Can't get the best run on corner exit, but Chapman, 2 laps to go, a lap and a half to go now. Quickest guy on track at a 12:33, followed by Anthony Morano at a 12:36. This time by, it's cut down a 10th, 12:33 to 12:43. I don't think Blake will be able to do enough. Morano plays defense off for turn number 4. The Ant-Man wins Heat 2. Chapman 2nd, Barker 3rd, Vitale 4th, Dixon 5th, Cunningham 6th. Final heat race brought to you by Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. Here's the lineup. Matt Schaefer on pole position in the 183. Next to him, Harold Klump in the 00. Row number 2, Slide Job, Isaac Salas in the 5, and Scott Rayome in the 444. Row number 3, rounding out the grid, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, and Michael Vecchio in the 007. Ready for the green for our final heat race. Underway with the big blocks. 3 wide already. Solace looking to go 2 for 1 in 1 lap. I saw drivers do that in CRSA heats last Saturday at Land of Legends. Doesn't work, and he puts Rayome in the wall. Tried to slide up and get back up to that outside line, and Rayome pays the price. And he's crab walking on the right front. The steering arm is damaged. The suspension damaged as well. Everyone knows, though, the 5 Cars tactics. Loves to ride to the high side. Schaefer, he was a guy that loved the middle line, the 358. He said, I want to test out the top. Salas back of the baby bottom. Challenging Harold Klump for the runner-up spot. Can he get it off for turn 4? Just barely. But remember, only green flags here in the heats. No cautions, 1 bit. Final lap underway. Up the hill went the 00 Klump. Salas has a chance to steal another heat race win. Needs a big run off for turn number 2. Sends it underneath. Salas looking for the big run off for turn 4. This time Schaefer gets the win by a 10th and 2. Wow, that was a fun heat race. All right, let's step aside. When we come back, feature time. Stay with us, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Getting set to go for feature time at Fairbury. Brandon Templeton, the quickest, at a 12:26. Hey, just a reminder, when this race ends, we will bid adieu on tonight's broadcast on Slide Job Racing Network. Our friends at Extreme eSpeed TV will have coverage for you on Coast to Coast Racing Network for the rest of the night with the late models and the Xfinity Series Trail. Here's a look at Randall Dixon. Trying to put up some laps here and work the high side in. Isaac Salas next to him finished second in Heat 3, so he starts from 6th in tonight's feature. So checkers are out. Brandon Templeton the quickest. And ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you spending your Thursday night with us. It's time to meet the field. Here is the RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, it's Sam Bachman in the 107. Next to him, the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano in the 32. Row number 2, it's Matt Schaefer in the 183. And Dean Reynolds in the 9. Row number 3, the Salesman, Blake Chapman in the 20. And Isaac Salas, Slide Job in the 5. Row 4, Craig Bristow in the 89. And the Brute to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Rounded out the top 10, Harold Klump with the 00. And Alex Pablo in the 397. Row number 6, Michael Vitale in the 213. And the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dimmer in car 83. Row 7, B-Top, Brandon Templeton in the 31, and Randall Dixon in the 011. Row number 8, Michael Vecchio in the 007, and Bobby Good in car number 7. That is one more row left to go, correction. Colin Cunningham in the 47, and Scott Rio in the 444. Pace car on pit road. We come to the green flag. As we say, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Big block action from Fairbury. It's time to get it on. Lucy Olsen start 30 laps around Fairbury as they stack up in the back of the pack. Lap number 1 up on the board, led by Sam Bachman. Anthony Morano in second, going after the race lead on the 107. Third is Matt Schaefer. Trouble behind them. Harold Klump is around in turn number 1. Show you what happened. He was already sideways off for turn number 2. He had steering in the 00. I got into Templeton and was on the binder, sent him around. So Klump in the Dirt Track Untold 00 will be starting from the rear here, as he was the one to bring out the caution flag. Lights go off this time, 1 lap to green. As the full throttle drivers share row number 1. Morano selects the outside line here for this restart. That's been the place to be all along here tonight at Fairbury. Likely will be the place for the late models too. Here we come, back to the green flag. Bachman timed the restart actually really well. I'm not sure if it was quick enough that it would warrant a 5-second penalty. I think, though, that was a good restart for Bachman. He's got a chance to lead this lap of the line, and he clears Morano and leads lap number 3. 3 wide for second. Schaefer trying to get up to the top shelf. Morano's already up there, wanted the race lead. We could go 3 wide for the top spot. Here comes Blake Chapman. They're stacking them up further back. Templeton does a wheelie. D. Good goes spinning into the apron. We stay green for now. Maybe not. Dittmer in the wall pretty good in turn 2. He's got a flat right front sneaker. Pulls it off into the infield. Will stay green. Chapman looking to extend the points lead on Anthony Morano going into next week at Williams Grove Speedway. The Salesman started 5th. He loves the bottom, whatever track you go to, as Brandon Templeton is now dealing with steering issues. I don't know if he knows that the leaders are approaching him. They split the 31. Yikes! Brandon pulling off the track for Pete's sakes. Let him race, and that's what he's going to do. because we have a heck of a race for the race lead. I don't know who led at the line. It may have been Chapman. We'll see if the salesman's able to clear Sam Bachman off for 4. And that's what he does. Blake Chapman leads lap number 9. Let's go to the race for the 4th spot. Dean Reynolds against Matt Schaefer. Dino and Isaac in the big block. I think Reynolds may have edged out Schaefer for 4th. Now he tries to chase down the Ant-Man. His teammate in that full throttle 32. But I gotta tell you what, Schaefer fighting back really well. And that ham speed 83. 11 laps complete in this one. We forgot to do it earlier because we were watching the great race for the lead. We're going to do it this time by. We're going to go silent on lap number 14 instead as we honor Barefoot Bob and Bob Light. Caution flag waves, and it's for the 47 of Colin Cunningham. He is towed it to the pits, which makes you think he may have flipped. And number 47, no steering going into turn number 3. The contact from Bob DeGood broke the steering arm, and Cunningham just didn't even know. Look how much turn, and the car just pulled up to that safer barrier. Or I'm sorry, to the cement wall. On board with the 47 of Cunningham. And look at that as well. Took out the right front wheel. Halfway home. We're coming to green this time. Real quick, let's bring up the 5-lap average. Best car on track is Blake Chapman. And all decreases from there.
Green flag, green flag.
Chapman holds serve, but a stack up, and it's 4 wide for second. Schaefer sideways, and that brings the yellow out. That's a tough break for the 183. This yellow, though, nope, it is for Matt Schaefer. That's a break that Colin Cunningham catches, as he may stay on the lead lap. Now they're actually saying he's a lap down, because we took that lap and Cunningham didn't. Here's a look from the inside. Got into Morano, got him extremely sideways at a 90-degree angle, which forced iRacing to bring the yellow out. He's had such a great night going. Unfortunately, it'll be tough to rebound from that. Great save. Won't even need to use a quick repair either. So that puts Schaefer all the way down to the 14th spot. Single file restarts rest of the way. We're going to watch this restart from our aerial camera. As Chapman brings the field back to the green flag, we are past the halfway mark. Morano sideways off for turn 2. He may lose the 3rd position. No, he won't. Back to yellow once again, and it's for Mike Vitale in the 107. I'm sorry, in the 213. That's Bachman in the 107. It's a slight touch from Pamelo, gets him around off of 2. And man, look at all those dry. Man, he didn't even hold on the brakes. That was very risky. Right on board with the Vitale Motorsports ride. Racing Jeff Barker. Look at all this. Yikes, they nearly got into Bob DeGood. DeGood would not have been pleased by that one bit. All right, we'll try this once again. Again, single file restarts, rest of this race. Bachman hanging on to second, but he kisses the wall. Could give the advantage to Morano. He clears the 107 into turn 3. Who's going to get second at the line? Way too close to call. May have been Bachman. Dino Racing Solids for 4th. Morano tries to slide up in front of the 107. Bachman with a run off for turn number 4, and Morano's got second at the line. 4 cars under a blanket for second spot. And now it's Salas around the outside past his buddy Dino into P4. And now he wants to get into the podium and find his way past Morano. 10 laps remaining at Fairbury. The points lead with the drops coming in for Blake Chapman was 36. With the way Morano's running, Chapman's got a chance to extend this lead and be 30 laps away after he takes this checkered flag from taking a modified championship. Dino's starting to lose some ground, and now Salas is past the 107. And Salas moves up to 3rd at the line with 7 laps to go. Now can he find his way past Bachman? The 107 sends it deep. Thinks about the slider for second. He likes the low line. Salas is up to the runner-up spot. Slide job, Salas. He opened up the door though for Bachman. Bachman throws a slider of his own. And this is just helping out Chapman pull away. I think though, Bachman edged out for second at the line. Advantage 107 maybe? Craig Bristow puts her into the pit. Salas is like, all right, man, you have it. And this has opened up a chance for Morano to take 3rd. Thinks about a slider of his own, doesn't work. Saw the sparks off the number 5, kiss the wall for just a moment. There goes Salas. Thinks about the slider once again, they touch! Bachman off the pace. He was heavy on the brakes and loses 2 spots. This gives a chance for Morano to take second. Bachman pulls it off in the pits. That was terminal damage off of Salas' slide job. And now Salas and Morano race for second position. Off for turn number 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Blake Chapman. In the Krite Sim Racing, Galen's homegrown popcorn, number 20. Through turns number 3 and 4. Checkered flags. Chapman wins at Fairbury. Second is Salas. 3rd Morano. 4th Reynolds. And 5th Barker. Rayon from 18th to 7th, your biggest mover tonight. But it's Blake Chapman that gets the job done. I'm interested in hearing what Salas is going to say about the slider that made a lot of contact with Bachman. I want to see. We should have a replay of it here. And we do. That's the top 10. Let's show you 11 through 18 here. Go on board here with Bachman right now. I think Bachman may have been trying to diamond the corner at the same time. But I don't know why you would pull it in. The car looked like it turned fine in 3 and 4. Now that part kind of confuses me. I'm not going to lie. So. All right, to the top 3 we go here. And we'll begin with Anthony Morano in 3rd. Anthony, walk me through your run tonight. You stayed up there near the front. Unfortunately, you couldn't get second there at the end.
Yeah,
Oh, you got us? Anthony, got a copy?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we got you.
All right. Steve, my microphone's like 5 years old, so it's falling apart. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
it's not exactly my best track. I don't run here very often. It's not a really a modified track, so I just kind of held on there and tried to do what I could there with Isaac at the end and take a podium. It's kind of sucks for Sam is out there with the 358, but racing's racing.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run tonight?
I thank my wife Sherry, everybody at FTM, Dean Super Air Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Expert Installation, DJ Sim Shop, Gunner at Swan Speed, MDI TV, Marty for doing the broadcast, and everyone at Coast to Coast.
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight, and we'll talk to you hopefully on Monday.
Yes, sir. Hope so.
Anthony Morano, your third-place finisher. Let's go to Isaac Salas, our second-place finisher. Isaac, first question I think is on everybody's mind is, what was your perspective on the slide job on Bachman? You two were racing really hard and a lot of fun, but then we saw the contact.
Yeah, that's probably mostly on me. I tried to leave him a lane up top, and I know that he was probably going for a crossover, but if I could have just made a little bit more obvious of that I was going to leave him a lane, I probably would have never even had any contact in the first place there.
How did you feel, though, about your car as a whole tonight?
Oh, it was almost better than the 358. To be honest with you, I was ripping the top really super fast, and nobody was coming off the top soon enough to send it into the corner like I wanted to. But that's a part of it, and yeah, I mean, it felt good though. It was fun.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Yeah, big shout outs to those guys over at Venom Racing, Dean Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Got Your Six Racing Network, RSN Trackside with you, sir. Also, good luck. I'm excited for the weekend for you, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Coast to coast, everybody here. It's good to see some new names here tonight, even. So that was awesome.
Absolutely.
Mission 22. My Gramps with Top Notch Trucking. Thank you for the broadcast, Mr. Marty. And yeah, other than that, thanks to my friends, my family, and my wonderful girlfriend.
Okay, I was making sure you remember that this time. So
I'm making sure. Don't worry. I'm making sure.
great job tonight, man.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Congrats to Blake too, by the way.
Yes. Isaac Salas finishing in second. Now we go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner. The salesman, Blake Chapman, gets things done here. Blake, a heck of a win for you tonight. Walk me through that pass on Bachman to take the lead.
Yeah, I think things really opened up for me after that first caution we had there. Guys kind of calmed down, and I saw a lane on the bottom right away on that green there on the restart, and I took it starting fifth. I knew the bottom was going to be where I was going to be at early, so I saw the lane and I took it, and we were able to get second there, and Bachman was running the top, and we were just able to have a lot of space to work down low, and I was keeping it smooth on the bottom and able to pass him after a couple laps, and then after we got around him, it was just keeping it out of those tires and keeping it smooth on the bottom.
You said you saw the bottom was going to come in, but I think it may have surprised a lot of drivers tonight that the bottom was working well. I mean, when you think of a bullring like Fairbury, you think the high set's going to be the place to be. Why is that from your perspective?
I think you carry so much momentum, not even just down the straightaways, but throughout the corners as well. You can really just rip around this place really, really fast. And obviously Isaac figured that out tonight. But yeah, I kind of surprised myself. I was pretty quick up there early on in the night qualifying in the heat race. But when it came feature time, that top got a little slick and the bottom still had a lot of grip. And it did all night. I don't know if I was like the only one running down there or what, but that bottom had grip all night long and I wasn't moving off of it.
How do you feel about next week? 30 laps away from the championship with the big blocks at Williams Grove.
Ooh, the Grove. I like the Grove, but you know, I've slipped up there before, so we just got to keep it out of that inside fence or the outside fence, and hopefully we'll put on a good show.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the night tonight? I wish Dino was in here, but somehow he's not.
Yeah, I got to shout out the family for watching. Got to thank all the guys at the Cried Sim Racing team and the Can-Am Racing team. Got to thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and 88 AJ Custom Creations. Of course, I got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn.
Oh boy, here we
got
go.
some of the best stuff out there. And don't forget to use code CART, that's C-A-R-T at checkout for 15% off. And I got to thank you for putting this on, Marty.
All right, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and best of luck Monday the next time we see you.
Thanks, Marty.
So Blake Chapman gets things done here. And remember, coming up next here, late models and Xfinity Series Trail with Travis Piercefield and Extreme eSpeed TV. Travis, what are we looking forward here tonight the most?
Hopefully getting the night started for the second half here with a good pro late model race from Fairbury, and then of course, we go to the road course, Road America with the Xfinity Series, which should be interesting to watch. Those road courses are always a challenge for that series, and seeing who can come out on top.
So with that being said, if you're watching on Slide Job Racing Network, we're going to bid adieu on the night. If you're watching on Coast to Coast Racing Network, stay tuned. You'll see it load for a couple seconds as we are just switching streams over from SJRN to eSpeed. So with that, on behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing Network, I'm Marty Sakala signing off. Your winners tonight, Isaac Salas and Blake Chapman.